Alright, y'all, so welcome back to another video. It's Monday. It's very early. It's 5 a.m. Usually on Monday I'm home. The majority of the day I don't start sourcing for the week until Tuesday. Usually do that on Tuesday, Wednesday. So typically on Monday I'm up around 5. If it was the day that I had to source, usually I'm up around 4:30ish because I had to commute to Nashville and then still fit in all of the morning stuff at home before I leave. If you've never clicked on one of my videos, I'm Chris. I resell now in basically in the Nashville area, about an hour north in a small town called Portland. We moved from Oregon at the end of 2024. I've been reselling for about 10 years now. My background is in mortgage. Right around towards the end of 2014, the beginning of 2015, I was looking for a way to get out of that industry, and so I delivered pizzas for a little bit. I sold books on Amazon for a while. Nothing really stuck, but towards the middle of, well, let me back up a little bit. Towards the end of 2015, heading into 2016, my wife and I decided to relocate. I'm from Dallas-Fort Worth. She's from Oregon, so we decided to move there, and this was the summer of 2016. So once we got there, I went back into the mortgage business, lasted there for all of a little bit of that summer, and I kept searching for things to do from home because I ultimately wanted to be at home, wanted to work from home, wanted to be an active dad, and just kind of be on the home front. And so I stumbled across this business towards the middle to the end of 2016, and I've been doing it ever since. And I think the reason a lot of newer folks don't make it in this business, because I think what you see a lot of times is sourcing. I think a lot of people think that's what this business is, and that's part of it. Sourcing is a big part of it, but it's not the only part of it. There's listing, there's cleaning, there's customer service. If you're keeping your own books, you got accounting, taxes. There's just so much stuff that goes into running a reselling business. You have to have good business acumen. You have to kind of know what sales. There's just so many moving parts to where I think a lot of people get into this business. They think that the main thing is sourcing, which is, like, again, it's a big part of it, but they think that's the only thing. They get into it real quick and they realize that they're in too deep. There's just too many moving parts and they fell out of it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys a day-to-day and kind of what I do to run a successful reselling business. It's not the right way. It's not the only way. It's just the way I've been doing it for the better part of almost 10 years now. I've refined it, I've tweaked it, and this is a process that's worked successfully for me. We're a one-income family. We're a big family. It's my wife and I. If you never watched me, we have 6 kids, and this is how we feed them. It's just doing this right here, and we've gotten it to a point to where it works. So I'm kind of going to show you what I do, in hopes that maybe you can, if you're running this business, if you're thinking about getting into this business, maybe you can take some of the ways that I run the business and maybe implement them into your reselling business. So you might have heard my dog Wilson snoring as I was doing that intro. Here he is down here. It's a really good dog. He has spina bifida, and so he has to be diapered. And so I picked him up towards the middle of 2020, so right smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. I flew to Orlando, and then me and him commuted back to Portland, Oregon, where we were living at the time. 3 days. Basically, we were driving like 15 hours a day to get back there, and we've had him ever since. And so he's been a good dog. Like I said, we've been on a journey with him, though, because he has special needs. So there's a lot of things that has to take place for that. But I mentioned that to say that after I wake up for the day, that's the very first thing that I do. I take care of my dude Wilson down here, get him all squared away, and then really after that, there's 2 non-negotiables that I do every single morning, no matter what the time is. If I'm running late, I still do them. It doesn't matter. They're non-negotiables to me before I start my day. So the very first thing is, I haven't really talked about my faith a whole lot on this channel. Hopefully you've been able to see some of the fruit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Hopefully you've been able to see some of those characteristics as in the way I interact with people, in the way that maybe that I talk. But It's my faith. And so that's the very first thing I do after I get Wilson squared away is I have like a 5-day Bible reading plan. I try to do that Monday through Friday. I typically take the weekends off, but I'll start with something from the Word. And then I've been going through this Stand Strong 365-day devotion for men. So I'll read the Bible, I'll do my devotion. Typically I try to spend about 20 minutes to start the day, just kind of walking with Jesus. And then throughout the day, I mean, it's just prayer throughout the day. Things that come up, I may kind of jump back into it, but I start the day there as a foundation. Number 2 of my non-negotiables is working out. I'm 38 now. I was an athlete growing up, played football. I think at 38, I'm probably in the best shape of my life, even when I was an active athlete. And I think so now is because as you get older, you don't take your health for granted anymore. You realize that there's people your age that aren't here anymore. And so I think you're just more intentional with how you train versus being 16, 17, or 18. Maybe you're working out, but you're not really intentional, because I think a lot of times as in our youth, not to say that I'm old now, but you know what I'm talking about. In our youth, we just kind of take that stuff for granted. So for me, it's real simple. I've been training consistently now since 2020. I did a little bit of stuff prior to that, but now I've been going hard for like the last 6 years, and it's very basic. So I start off with weight training, and so today I always start Mondays off with chest and triceps. And so I have like a little workout regimen that I go with that, and also have a love for boxing. And so all of my cardio is basically boxing. And so I'll do my jump rope, and then I love to shadow box just to kind of mimic what a real fight looks like. And I've been training, doing that for a while now. So those are my 2 non-negotiables. After I get Wilson taken care of, I start the day with Jesus, and then I work out. And then anything that happens after that point, you just kind of roll with the punches. But if I've got my foundation for the day set, you can roll with it. All right, y'all, so that part of the morning's over. I got the word in, the workout. It was a little bit of a journey to do that. It's a little bit later than usual. Now it's about 7 o'clock. Typically I try to finish both of those things up like right around 6, but my wife wanted to jump in on the boxing, and around 6 o'clock, a lot of the kids start waking up, and once that happens, man, all bets are off, because you're trying to meet the demands of, I'm hungry, give me this, give me that, which is cool. I mean, it's just a part of it, but just know that that's just going to be part of just kind of getting the morning going. My wife, she's had 6 kids in 12 years, so she's trying to get herself back into shape. So she did the boxing with me. Now she's doing a workout group that she joined a while back as like her second workout. And so I'm getting ready to shower, but before I shower up, I always try to do any customer service things on eBay. So once I get out to the garage, it's just working. I'm not wasting any time doing ancillary stuff. So I primarily sell only on eBay. Back in the day, I sold on some of the other sites like Poshmark, but I was only getting sales here and there. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to focus all my energy on eBay. And so that's what I've been doing. It's been working. I've thought about maybe venturing out to some other sites, but right now, eBay's doing us pretty decent. And so I just been going with that. All right. So typically Monday is the heaviest shipping day. And if you've been watching for a while, I actually have 3 eBay operations. And so I think altogether I have right around like 50 orders that I'm trying to get out. In this store here, there's 28 orders that I got to ship. And so for most sellers that are doing this at even at sometimes at like a good part-time pace, definitely full-time, Monday is just a really heavy shipping day. And so I usually, once I kind of know what it is that I have to ship, on Sunday after church, I'll do like just some ancillary stuff just to get prepared for Monday. So I'll actually pull some of the orders that came in like towards the end of the day on Sunday. And then I'll also do photos for Monday, because I try to stay one day ahead on photos. I just found that for me personally, it just keeps just the process a little bit better in case I'm kind of running behind on something, especially on a day like Monday where you have to dedicate a lot of time to ship. It's nice just to kind of be up on photos. And so one of the last things I do before I shower up and get out to the garage to work is I like to send offers to the watchers or people that's kind of viewed my items. And so I think eBay will let you do 25 at a time. So I'll just go up here, click this link, go to send offers, and I like to send like a 10% off offer just to kind of get it started. And a lot of times people will accept these offers, and a lot of times they'll come back with counters. But I like to start off at 10% just as a good basis, just to kind of get things flowing. And again, there was only 25 that it'll allow for you, so I think now there's still probably 9 offers to send. So I'll go up here, click that again, go up here and do 10% off. And then I just found out, just by doing this, I can get sometimes a few extra sales a day in each account, and it just works out because it's simple. It literally takes not even a minute to do that. Oh yeah, one last thing on the customer service piece before I shower up. Also, after I send offers, I'm also looking to see if there's any questions that came in overnight. So I'll send offers, and then like if there's any questions about maybe an item or just any ancillary thing just involving the operation, I'll answer those, and then I shower up, and then I'll get out to the garage right after that. Alright, so I'm showered up. I got my Oregon duck water, which is about 40 ounces, and I typically try to get that first 40 ounces done by like midday, because I try to drink 2 a day to get like 80 ounces in. I think the average human should be drinking like 64 ounces to stay hydrated, but that's neither here nor there. So when I get out to the garage after I showered up, especially on a Monday, the very first thing that I'm looking to do is get orders pulled so I can start the shipping process. And once I find the orders, I can usually knock out shipping in about an hour and a half. Like I was saying, when I was inside, I typically try to pull a bulk of the orders on Sunday after church. So when I come out here, there's not that much work to do. I think I got maybe about 25% left of orders to find, and after that I can jump right into it. Alright, so I got all of the orders pulled, and the final verdict, it ended up being 44 items. And so everything in this, I guess, Rubbermaid here is going to be shipped. Everything right there and back over there in the far left. And so yeah, if you're brand new to reselling, the summer's slower. You could still be listing the same quantity of items. You're just going to be stacking inventory because there's just typically less people buying stuff in the summer months. Every single year it happens, just like Christmas. December 25th, it comes every single year. You have to plan for it. Same thing in reselling. You have to plan for the summer because a lot of times if you don't plan appropriately for the summer, you may even have to go find a part-time job because sales are just going to be slower. And I'm not sure what your financial situation is, but it's just going to be slower, and I know that creates some frustration, but you just have to plan for it. Alright, so one other quick thing I kind of wanted to just maybe share a tip before I kind of jumped into the bulk of my shipping. Maybe this could help a few people. So I started doing this a while back, and it's basically just planning every single hour of the day. And so I just use Google Calendar, and you can just basically kind of do a rough draft of kind of what you want every single hour to look like. And some days you're going to be running behind in some areas, and so you can easily go in here and add it and make the update, and man, you're going to be blown away. I promise you, if you start doing this, you're going to start getting more stuff done in one day than you probably would in 2 or 3 days. I think a lot of times people are just overwhelmed because they don't know what to do, because there's a lot of stuff to get done, but people just don't know what time frame to get it done and how they should get it done. Man, if you start planning every hour of the day, it's going to be an absolute game changer. Alright, so that's done. Also 40 ounces of water going as well. That's the best way I know to get water down, is to chug it. If you sip water, good luck with that. Also, if you've been watching for just the last month or so, you know I'm converting to this SKU system, getting rid of all of these bins. And so as things sell out of these bags, I'm recycling the bags because you can easily reseal these without a problem. I'm not recycling the number just due to the simple fact that I'm getting into this system to save time. And if you were to recycle the number, then you have to go through and figure out where each item goes. And I'm sure you could do that, but man, that's just a time sucking, not what I'm looking to do. You can easily just paste a new number on here and it basically covers up the old number. So that's going to work better for me, and then I can also save a few bucks on not having to rebuy as many of those poly bags as frequent as I would have to if I wasn't recycling. But here's all of the packages that shipped. Again, it was like 44 items. It took probably like an hour and probably like an hour and 20 minutes. It took a little bit longer because there was a couple of items that I thought that I had that I still needed to go and dig out of the bin, so I had to stop to go do that. But I'm glad it's done. And at this point, I would, if I wasn't up a day in photos, I would have to do photos now. But I usually on Sunday, I always try to make sure I'm up photos on Monday, because shipping usually is going to be the majority of the first part of the day on Monday. And so I try to have photos done so I can do shipping and then kind of go in and start the listing process. And so I've kind of moved on into the listing part of the day. And no, I don't work outside. Typically I'm at in the dining room area, sitting at my wife had like a custom farmhouse table built when we first moved here. Basically vlogged that day when I went and picked it up probably like a year or so ago. But anyway, it's kind of loud in the house. There's people walking around. Still need to get the day started. So I figured I'd come out here, shoot the clip. Typically I'm in there, and so I'm usually listing about 30 items a day. And so when I'm outsourcing, I know my bottom minimum number that I need to find. There's a bird up there flying. But anyway, my bottom base threshold for items that I need to find in a given week is 210. I usually can hit that pretty easy without a lot of problems. I'm usually bringing home way more than that. And so that's the next part of the process, is going to be the listing. I typically can list 30 items in about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. So right now I know there's a lot of people that use like the AI lister. I haven't graduated or even looked into that yet, because for me, the main thing that I'm focused on right now outside of just the day-to-day stuff is building out the garage. So once I can get everything moved over from the bin system to the boxing system, then I'll maybe transition into maybe looking into maybe some of those listing tools or what have you. But I just haven't made it that far in the process yet. Alrighty, y'all, so the listings are done, and it took a little bit south of 2 hours to get that done. And if you're curious, I don't list on the desktop. I know there's like two schools of thoughts, either the desktop or the smartphone. I always list for my smartphone. I've been doing that literally for 10 years now. I've listed on the desktop once in my whole entire 10-year reselling career, and I didn't like it. And so I like listing from the phone, because typically I can do other things. I don't have to have my computer booted up. If I'm sitting down at the table, I can list there. If I got like some random spare time, if I have to run an errand, if I'm waiting somewhere, I can list there. So for me, the smartphone has worked the best, and so that's what I use. But anyway, I'm moving on into the YouTube portion of the day, and I figure I would put this in here because it is A, part of the day, and then B, maybe there's somebody watching who has been curious about YouTube. Maybe they want to get into it, and so I'll just kind of share my I guess my foresight on it. And so this is a video that I'm editing, and this video will drop today. So if you've been following me for I guess just the last 5 years, so typically my upload days are Monday and Friday. I know it hasn't been nowhere near as consistent as it was maybe like the first handful of years. Typically, man, because things have changed. So if I do get a video out nowadays, it's usually been Monday. Typically because we moved and the content sort of changed a little bit, and I haven't had really just the time to kind of put forward to it. And so On days that I don't get a video out on Monday, it's usually because something was kind of running long in the business. Maybe we had family stuff coming up. Because at the end of the day, for me, YouTube is a hobby. And typically you wouldn't put hobbies in front of family or things like reselling, things that actually make money. If you were working a job, you wouldn't go golfing, hopefully, and risk of losing your job. So same thing here. And so just some insight if you're looking to maybe get into YouTube. If you're starting YouTube or you're kind of curious about starting YouTube to earn some quick cash, you're going to be highly disappointed with that. A horrible mindset to start YouTube with, because there's so many faster ways to make some quick money besides doing YouTube. Typically on YouTube, you're going to be grinding for the average creator. You're going to be grinding for multiple years, maybe even longer than that, till you start to get really any attention. For every huge creator you see, there's tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of creators who never make it. And so that's my foresight with it. If you have a heart for content creation, you have a heart to maybe share your story, maybe you have a heart to help people, that's a phenomenal reason to start YouTube, because then I feel like your audience will be able to kind of see that sincerity, and that'll just grow your channel a heck of a lot faster. And then maybe you will start making some money. But I wouldn't start a channel just to make some money, man, because you're going to be irritated, you're going to be frustrated, and you're probably going to drop out really quick if you kind of start with that mindset. I started this channel back in January of 2021. So I've been doing this it's been about 5.5 years now. And so back then, in the first few years, I could, from cradle to grave, shoot a video, edit a video, and then thumbnail a video in probably 5 to 7 hours. Nowadays, I'm a lot faster, obviously, because I've been doing it a lot longer. I can probably do that in probably about 3 to 4 hours. So each YouTube video is basically a part-time job. I mean, on the lower end, if you can edit and do everything in 3 to 4 hours, if you do 2 videos a week, that's like 6 to 8 hours a week that you're investing into YouTube, and you're probably not getting a lot of attention or any accolades early on. And so I think that's why a lot of people drop out of YouTube, and that's why maybe some of your favorite creators don't post anymore, because it's a huge time commitment with not a lot of I guess instant results right away. And I think at the end of the day, you really only have 2 things, in my opinion. You have your time and you have your family. And I think for a lot of people, you kind of look at everything that you have going on in life, and a lot of people make the decision that, hey, this isn't for me, because the time is just, you have to invest so much time up front with not a lot of things that come with it. For me personally, my upload schedule has gotten a little bit slower over the years, but I still have a heart for content. I still have a heart to help people. It's just my life. It's just a little bit hectic now with the 6 kids and everything we got going on. But I do plan on continuing to get the content out. It's just a matter of just trying to pick the spots. And I know a lot of people on YouTube just disappear. I mean, maybe you click on one day and you notice they haven't posted a video in 6 months, a year. That's just not my personality. I feel like I owe it, especially to the people that's been watching this channel from the beginning, to let you know if I'm done with YouTube. And so right now, I feel like I got some renewed energy to continue to put videos out. And if it ever becomes a day where I don't want to post on YouTube, I'm never going to be a channel that just disappears. You'll always know. I just feel like I owe that to my audience. Callie. Alrighty, y'all. So headed on a date with my youngest daughter, Callie. We call her Callie Pie. This is my 5th date in like the last 2.5 weeks. So I started with my oldest and now just kind of worked my way down the line. I started dating all of my kids when my oldest was 3 years old. Just something that was kind of near and dear to my heart. Fatherhood, just trying to be the best dad that I can be. I didn't have an active dad growing up, and I just kind of seen how that had a negative impact on me coming up, and then those early adult years when you're just trying to figure life out. I've had countless friends, even just other people in different families that's kind of told me the impact of how not having a dad has impacted them. And where men go, society go. So look around. Society will always tell you how men are doing. A lot of times a broken nation, a broken society usually starts with one broken household at a time, and that's usually from a man who's not there, or a man who's there and maybe has just not decided to lead. And so it's something that's super important to me. But anyway, with my daughter Callie, we're going to a local spot here right in our small town in Portland. There's a spot called Pelicans. They serve like some of the best snow cones around, so we're going to stop in there and just kind of hang out. It's only about maybe like 85 degrees today, so it's not really that hot. All right, so we had to make a quick audible. Pelicans, for whatever reason, was closed today. They're usually open on Mondays. I've been over there quite a bit. Usually Monday is the day that I go. I think it was supposed to rain today, so I'm assuming that maybe they kind of looked at the forecast and just figured, hey, it's a small town, probably not gonna be a lot of customers, so let's just kind of set up shop for today. So we settled for messy ice cream cones, but she's enjoying it. At the end of the day, we're together. Got a loud lawn mower behind me, but it's a nice day. All right, so we're on our way back home, and once we get back home, most of the time all the littles are going down for a nap. Unless I'm out sourcing on Tuesday and Wednesday, I typically take a nap with them, and usually we're down for like an hour and a half. So once we get back, we're gonna lay down for a quick nap, and then once I wake up, I will kind of put a cap on the day and kind of sum it all up. All right, y'all, so everybody's up, and there's only really one more thing I need to do today, and that's just take photos of everything that's in this bin down here, and then those shoes right there. And that's everything that's going to be listed tomorrow. Like I was saying earlier in the video, I try to stay up at least one day in photos. And so typically on Monday, it's a little bit shorter day because I actually have to leave in a few hours to go to men's group, which starts at, right now it's like right at 4 o'clock. We start up at 6 there. So need to get everything photographed here, and then we have a quick dinner, and then we'll kind of get the house cleaned up a little bit, and then I leave out of here right around like 5:45ish. So I'm gonna get this photographed, and then after that we'll basically be wrapping up. There's other things that I could do today, things that need to get done maybe at some point this week. Maybe if I was home a little bit later, maybe I would stay out here a little bit after I got this items photographed to get that completed, but it's not super important, and so the only real main thing is to get everything photographed. All right, y'all, so all the photos are taken, and I think this is probably where I'm going to wrap it up at. I think it's right around 4:30ish now, and so I need to do just kind of get everything in here, kind of put back away, and then I need to get back inside so we can have dinner. And then I got, like I said, help kind of get the house cleaned up, and then I'll be out of here shortly after that. So hopefully you got something out of the video. This is, I tried to capture what a real day looks like when I'm home. It's a little bit different when I'm out sourcing because I'm basically home or away all day. And so this is just a snapshot of kind of what a typical day looks like. And the foundational stuff doesn't change, but sometimes our day by day changes, meaning that there may be something that I need to repair. There may be something that I need to clean. That wasn't the case today, but those same foundational pieces like shipping, listing, photography, those things remain constant day to day. So hopefully you got some value out of this. I appreciate you for coming along with me. If you got anything out of it, like it, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch y'all right back here on the next video. Succeed.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.